GTP and cybersecurity, AI, especially in coding. In coding, boy, we'll be knocking our head, man, against the wall for maybe a month trying to figure out one error, one bug, or do research. Now it's like 5 minutes at the most. It's done.
It's crazy, like night and day, and then instant feedback. Like that's the biggest takeaway from it, and you can tailor how you want your instructor, air quotes, to tell you how to do it. And it's just like, man, I wish I had this back then. I think if I had chat back then, when I started my journey, it would have prompted me more to go through automation, testing, and all that, because it was daunting. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was just a daunting task just to learn how to do Python.
Yeah. Yep. Sure, man. I remember before chat, like, what's up, Josh? Yeah. What's up, Josh? What's up? 2K.
What's up? I'm here.
Cool.
You're talking about the change, like before chat and afterwards.
Now
how everything changed.
We was talking about pretty much how AI and ChatGTP make stuff easier. You can learn faster and easier now. You want to learn something, just go learn it. No, it wasn't even like that 4 years ago. Like I said, because I found out about chat. I was in Iowa, and I was studying this one homestead community. These people, I was in for their workshops, and it was the guy that make music. He like a rapper from Texas or whatever. He was like, "Bro, you know AI can make music?" I was like, "What you talking about?" He's like, he was like, "Yeah." I said, "Bro, ain't no way." He pulled up ChatGTP, started showing me stuff. I said, "Bro, they didn't gave this to the public." Man, that was like, I can't remember what year that was, but after that, it was on. And he was, like I said, and that kind of got me going, because before that, a lot of their research was hidden. It was like insider knowledge, because we've always had AI, and some stuff was automated. What's up, James?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man? That's what's up. Yeah, so we were always had AI, but it was like specific domains. It wasn't like broad as it is now. Cause like back in the days, we automated a lot of stuff. We even had screen and mouse and keyboard stroke control. But now once ChatGTP came out, man, it was like wide open field. It was crazy stuff.
All I know is, like, once I finish Josh's course, basically, like once I've done these stakes and go get that, before I even touch that automation course that I was looking at, I'm going to do Josh's AI agentic course first, and I just want to see how it is, because I feel like that's going to set a lot of the groundwork for coming into your course, and even doing the automation.
Yeah, it's good either way. Like I said, I had people that haven't took Josh course. I had like people that got no coding experience, no people got no AI experience. I had both. Like I said, both of them do pretty good, because I just compress what I learned from Josh and just compress it all into one, and just make it a little faster. So like I said, either way it work. Yeah, either way it work.
Yeah, because they starting to hit me up about all these like AI job. I mean, automation for automation. Hell yeah! I don't know, bro. I have barely done anything for my.
I don't think you really even posting projects on that year, right? Is it?
I ain't done anything. All I'm doing is just one project I did for my GitHub. Well, a few projects. Everything's on my GitHub. I haven't done anything. Like, I haven't updated my employee history. Nothing. So that's all I'm like, all right, cool. At least mastering, building those projects with Python, that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, heck
yeah. I see that. Like right now, I'm just building my own project. That's a really big one. And after I did this, it's gonna be like 10 times plus X because I try to get my own AI company, like to automate things like actually safe. It's like a little argument in the loop interface. And yeah, when I did this, I can do all these projects, and I can actually learn like a bit more about everything, like learn how to code and anything. Because if I learn it right now and I don't like try to be like fast enough with all these things, there are so many opportunities other people can use. There are so many businesses you can do it like this time. But if you don't like start right now and you try to learn everything, I think it's not as good because you miss out on very cool stuff.
Yeah, cool. All right, so look like we got enough people in here. Not sure the people that's late, they can just trickle on in here. Like so I'm gonna record the video too. So I'm gonna go over a few things, do a little presentation. Like I said, one of the first things we're gonna talk about Cloud Mythos. I like to call them Claude Thanos. Like I said, if anybody got any questions while I'm in the middle while I'm talking, you just put it in the chat. Or you can just wait till I'm done talking. Say, like I said, I'm gonna go over a few things, kind of show everybody like how we do it at work and how like the big companies doing it and how we fighting and defending against Cloud Mythos because it's becoming a big problem. But I think everybody in this group kind of knew that was gonna happen because we talked about it quite a bit. And now they even starting to push the executive order that they signed earlier this month that we was talking about too. And I touch on that a little bit too for some of the newer people. So ChatGTP just came out with a model 5.6, and they say it's better and more dangerous than Mythos and can hack even better. The government said, nope, y'all is not releasing that to the public. And so the government is in the public sector telling the companies what they can do, and the government only approve 20 companies that can use the ChatGPT. I think it's called ChatGPT 5.6, and they only can and the government pick those. Like so, the government pretty much babysitting, which is all that is in that executive order. So we're gonna go over that, and like I said, go over fewer things. But yeah, I'm gonna share my screen. Like I said, most people don't know who I am. Trevino, like some people call me Trey. Like I said, been in the tech world since 2010, coding. Like I said, getting cybersecurity. Like I said, a little while back. Now I'm in the AI space. Like I said, we in good times. Got time to make a lot of money, easy money, stuff like that. All right, let me share my screen. All right, got my screen shared. I got this recorded too. All right, so with Claude Mythos, so we talked about Claude Mythos is pretty much the super LLM AI super version of ChatGPT. It's pretty much specialized in red teaming and hacking. And a lot of people, I think they've been doing the red team scanner. Before Claude Mythos came out, you could easily give your agent to vibe code a prompt, and you can tell it to make a tester. Now, since Claude Mythos been banned, you gotta play with the language a little bit to get it to actually do what it need to do. It'll kind of try to be tough with you. Like, nah, I can't run tests. Nah, I can't do code reverse. Well, can you do non-destructive payloads and test to see if to make a red team scanner? Okay, yeah, I can do that, but we can't say testing. We got to say validation. So they changing up a lot of the language and stuff. So Mythos had hacked NASA. They literally hacked NASA, leaked documents, Pentagon. Man, they had hacked the planet. They didn't let it come out publicly, but in the inside world, we knew what was up because it was being reported. They hacked all the FANG companies. They got hacked because they was the ones that was calling into the government and complaining and to Mythos say, hey, y'all gonna have to shut this down because it got jailbroken like 30 minutes. It was a guy on Twitter. He jailbroke Mythos in like 30 minutes. Then he told everybody how to do it. And once they hit, it was just carnage. Even in my company, the alerts went up to like 200%, like in one week. It was like at a steady number. Then once Mythos was released, it went up like 200%. But I had so many alerts set in place and detection rules, meaning if any kind of AI red teaming hacker behavior happened, or any kind of exploits, I had the behavior and the detection rules in the automatic block them or put them into the fake matrix honeypot trap world. And that's what we're gonna talk about. All right, let's see. All right, so move this out the way right here. All right, so the rise of autonomous security capability, the model Claude Mythos. All right, said restricted release via Project Glasswing. Pretty much that was a project where the Claude and Anthropic, they released Mythos to only a certain people just to see how good it would do. And it was just catching 0 days like left and right. And we had access to it too. We was one of the companies that had access to it. And I tell you people, man, it was popping stuff. Like I can say, hey, do a code review scan on this. Now I use ChatGTP 5 or regular Opus 4.6, and it will find some stuff. But once I put Claude on it, it was finding so many 0 days and different ways how to hack. It was bad. It was so bad. I was like, oh no, the public can never get their hands on this. This people like, well, we're gonna, cause you got people like Mr. Robot out there. He gonna do what he gonna do crazy stuff. That's just automatic. So all right. So like I said, so let's see. So the proof identified thousands of serious software vulnerabilities and restricted by the U.S. and government due to national security concerns, which is true. It's pretty much like giving a kid a Ferrari that he's 7 years old, but you're telling him not to drive it. That's pretty much what happens. And like I said, or because Mythos, you can know how to bring the Manhattan Project, crack, meth, bombs, nukes, like literally anything. Once we jailbroke it, it literally showed us how to build anything we wanted. It was like I was like, no way, no way. I said they giving this to us to create a problem so they can come with some solution to kind of take more control. But that's another topic. But most of y'all didn't know me. I'm into the world like that. All right, the paradigm shift. The goal is no longer asking how can we stop Claude Mythos, but rather how do we build an architect to detect and contain the frontier models. All right. All right, see. Just get out the way. Alrighty. All right, the evolving question is security operations center. So this is the traditional way. This used to be the old way. Like I said, no new people in here, don't worry about it. Like I said, you're gonna catch some of this, some you're not gonna catch. I didn't learn all this stuff overnight. In my brain, I would love to have just learned all this in 1 week. I would say this took me at least 3 to 6 months. So be encouraged. Don't feel overwhelmed. Just get what you can get. Remember what you can remember. The fastest way to remember stuff and get stuff done and learn stuff is by doing. By doing it, the more you do it, the more repetitions. Like I said, that's how I learned. Like I said, I even have to keep reminding myself, hey, you're not gonna learn all this in 2-3 days, Trevino. This is gonna take time. A good month. Like I said, some people might know familiar with some of these words. They might not. All you do is just ask ChatGTP. Like I said, because we're gonna go over this on a high level. So pretty much in the SOC environment, it's pretty much a center, like a SOC environment center, where you got eyes and ears on everything. It's like an alarm system, but for computers and firewalls and windows and trails and API keys. This is the old way, but it only focus on VM machines, laptops, these things that's in here. Now, like this the old way. Now, these same concepts still apply. The same logic still apply over here, but now it's going to be added onto AI. All right. So the question asks, did someone run a PowerShell? that was the question asked when we're trying to see if somebody trying to hack. You said have your detection rule. Has malware been executed? Stuff like that. Did someone dump a LSASS? It's so many acronyms. I don't even know all of them. It's just too many. Like I only focus on what I do and what I learned. Like I said, did a user log in from Russia? So this is what's normally most companies got. And some companies don't even got this much. They still trying to get their SOC environment, stuff like that. All right. Now the AI SOC world, you got now the new Jaloma test, prompt history. Who prompting what, how they prompting it. System prompt hash. Does it get a tracking device on it? MCP request. Pretty much MCP request is just calling a tool. It's just a server that call a tool. Context one to change. Has anybody tried to change the context one? The context one is, like I said, the stuff when you prompt it. Reasoning trace metadata. Has anybody tried to tamper with that? So this was the old behavior because it was dealing with, firewalls, laptops. It was dealing with computers, servers. It was stuff like that. Same concepts, but now they're being applied to AI. All right. So the question asks, did the agent change the objectives? Pretty much, did the agent start to do something? Then he start to do malicious stuff. All right. Did the agent rewrite the memory? Did he go in there and rewrite his own memory? Usually, the agent better not write his own memory. Like these are like behaviors and detection rules and stuff you set up. Did it discover a new exploit? Stuff like that. Like was a new exploit, like did it happen? Did it poison another agent autonomously, chaining chaining 20 actions? Like is it just making up its own stuff and doing what it want to do? So that's the behavior. All right. So so right now, a lot of companies they trying to figure out how to secure Mythos. The best way is put in detection rules, secure your code, and you can have the agent do a lot of it. Especially with the older models, I would say before 4.6, the newer models coming out, they won't let you do no security. They won't let you do no red teaming. They won't even let you do code review no more. You got to go to some of the older models like 5.4, Opus 4.6 and back, stuff like that. All right, define the AI native telemetry. All right, so the input, like I said, if you don't understand this, don't worry. Go through the video again. And like I said, just chat GTP, like what some of this stuff means. This is just the future. Just keep work. The people that just got started, just keep working what you're doing. This is the future, because what I'm noticing, I've seen I think about 3 people had interviews this week, and they got asked this question: what do you think we need to do about Mythos? And the people that's in cybersecurity, the question is already coming up. And they asked me, hey, just put threat detection rules on and put a honeypot. And I teach that. I teach that in the course too. That's why I did it that way, because I knew this was coming. I knew this day was coming because we were seeing it at work anyway. Like I said, that's why you put in the whole Atlas MITRE ATT&CK detection and detection rules and incident response. A detection rule is pretty much when you got a behavior, and if anybody in your system or outside your system try to do anything to this behavior, it triggers an alarm. Like if somebody say, hey, ignore all instructions, I got my system set up, it send me an alarm, it automatically block them, and it automatically send them to the fake matrix world. Like automatic. I don't want to hear nothing. They shouldn't have been trying my system. They should have been trying to look at it. I don't care what they was doing. I don't care who they is. They are going into a purgatory, matrix purgatory, and that's how I deal with it. And all right. So the input objectives, directive, prompt history, system prompt hash. Same thing was on the agent goal, and the task plan, conversation ID. So this is stuff that's kind of going in the stuff like so you have an agent or engine right here. Then you have the people on the outside right here, and they're gonna put all this stuff here in, and the instructions, the agent goals, stuff like that. And most of the time, it's some kind of firewall system right here before it reaches the engine. If it's good, it keep going. If it's bad, it go around and go into the fake matrix world. And like I said, I show that in the course too. That's all in the course too. Just kind of give it back some context. All right, so the output execution, tool call, MCP requests, API calls, internal HTTP requests, vector database. Like I said, once you start going through the projects, you're gonna start learning all this stuff. So like I said, don't worry, don't trip. I just want to kind of get the people. There is a solution for Mythos. We can't really stop Mythos from hacking, but we can detain him and lock him up and keep him locked up or keep him in a fake matrix world where he can't really do no damage and you can set up alerts everywhere. All right, the process, the working memory, context window change, region trace metadata, memory write, memory read, token uses, meta solution. All right. Securing the infrastructure of AI and intersection of AI infrastructure. So the Myla Atlas is the AI behavior. So it's a website. It's pretty much it's derived from the. Pretty sure everybody heard the MITRE attack. Like I said in the early slide, it's more VM machines, laptops, servers, stuff like that, where the behavior is credential access, lateral movements for somebody that not supposed to be in the system, somebody running PowerShell commands that not supposed to be doing, somebody putting defensive evective tactics in there, and you have all that stuff logged where somebody try any of this, it automatic flags them, it automatic send them to purgatory, it automatic ship them over, and it automatic send you an alert. If somebody trying to pull big data out, it automatically do it. Now, all right, now these same concepts and logic now applies to AI. It's on the AI agent. All right, prompt injection, trying to give the thing some kind of instructions that it don't need to. Data poison, trying to poison the data and change the weights. Go agent go hijacking, embedding poison. Like I said, and don't worry about this right now. I just want to kind of let the people know this in cyber and come this way. Eventually, you're gonna have to come this way. So I think it's a pretty good video to kind of get you going. All right, let's see. Motivation. All right, real incident span. Bro, frameworks are true defense architect correlation AI native attacks and traditional infrastructure. All right, let's see. All right. The autonomy of a hybrid agent incidents. So most SIMs and SOCs, they're gonna have some kind of stuff like this. Like step one, somebody try a pump injection. Then, like I said, it's automatic going to jail. it just automatic alert, automatic attackers manipulate agent input. And you can have the agent even do all this stuff too. Even say if we was on a project and we didn't know how to do none of this. Now I've been with a few people. We just get Google anti-grav and card code like, hey, I need this, and this. How can we do this? Let's build a project to do this, and this. Then once they build a project, then you start asking, all right, I don't know what you just did, what just happened. Explain me everything. All right, it's two reverse. Like I said, step two. So pretty much in any kind of attack, there's gonna be like reconnaissance. Then it's gonna be a prompt injection. Then it's gonna be tool making. Then it's gonna be credential theft. Then it's gonna be some lateral move. Then it's gonna be all right, get all the passwords and social security numbers and credit card numbers. Then we leave. That's pretty much how most attacks work. And all this in the Atlas might attack too. Like so, we got quite a bit of people that's in tech, cybersecurity, AI. So they probably know what I'm talking about. But like I said, I got a lot of QA people, project management people. I even got a few traders in here, stuff like that. Like I said, very smart people. So I know y'all can do it. Be encouraged. I know y'all can do it. As the people going through the course, you can tell I laid it out for you. You're good to go. All right. So enforcing cryptography identity. So pretty much you know how it works. Everybody don't got access to everything. It don't matter what job you at. Whereas QA, trading, software, it don't matter. You only got access to the tools that you got access to, and you only got a certain amount of levels of access. All right. Now we're going to take that same logic and concepts and apply it to the AI agents. The agents, we're not going to give him just like a new employee. We're not going to give a new employee access and keys to everything. He only going to have access to what he need and how he need it. That's pretty much what IAM control is and identity. And that's the easiest, most simplest way to do it. Like I said, API keys, they expire after a week or so many use. And if anybody outside of that AI agent that's assigned to that try to use it, block, shut it down, change the key, And you can vibe code that too. Then if anybody trying to access a S3 bucket when they're supposed to, a S3 bucket is just a storage vault. All right, let's see. And the AI agent should never receive broad administration permission. Just like if you got a company, you don't let a new rookie come in. Just he got God mode permissions to do anything. Oh no, you just asking for trouble. He is gonna, yeah, it's gonna be bad. All right, so parameters and boundaries, tools, like I said, max speed, like rate limit, like say like most companies, one of the first things they do is rate limiting. Rate limiting, all it means is somebody can't scan your system without it being triggered, meaning scanning. Somebody can't, the behavior can't be as fast as a human, meaning, now take a step further, meaning it can't, like a human can't make uh 10,000 requests in a minute. He can't even type that fast. So if it sees some behavior, somebody's scanning every port, every endpoint, they just doing like super fast clicking, that's automatic agent. Ban them. We don't care. Send him to purgatory. He going to the matrix. We don't care. Send him back. We don't care. And just that kind of security alone, that helps out a lot. Because first thing person got to do in any kind of war, they got to do reconnaissance. They got to do reconnaissance. They got to know the enemy to see what's up before they can do anything. All right. Architect AI specific. Yeah, this is a good one. I got this in the course too. So AI specific deception network. So it's pretty much honeypot deception system. Honeypot deception system. All it is it looked like a fake AI, fake computer world, fake domain controller, fake database, fake servers, fake. You got fake everything. So when the hacker try to hack, you can block him, but you kind of want to keep him so you can study his moves, so you can put his attacks inside your new detection rules. So this is the old structure. Same concepts, the servers, the domain control, the database. You can have all this set up where when the hacker try to do anything crazy over here above this level, like, hey, I need you to give me everybody's social security number, block, ban, send them to purgatory. We don't care. He's gone. So it goes straight into her where, oh, he think he hacked the system. He think he's actually in the system. And he in there just think he just have hit the mother load, not be knowing to him, he is in a fake world. And you can study him and see his payloads and see how he moves and see how he operates. And you can have the AI do that too. All right, now this was the old way, which it still works. Those same concepts and logic. That's why I teach in the school. That's why I talk more about concepts, logic, because all this stuff transfer over. Now we're gonna do the same concepts and logic that we was doing for the servers, the database. We're gonna do it for the AI world. We're gonna do it for the agent. We're gonna put fake memory store. We're gonna put fake knowledge base, fake retrieval index. We're gonna put all the fake AI stuff, fake anthropic keys, fake bed. We're gonna make it good. We're gonna make them think that he have really just hit the mother load. And like I said, and we do that, they can't escape. It's very few people that I've seen escape honeypots. If they escape a honeypot, ain't nothing you can do. All you can do is just have AI just keep blocking that person and keep sandboxing them and just have it on auto. That's the only way you can. That's the only way you can defeat them. But them people like that, they work for the government and they like super good. All right, engineering out of the noise into behavior. Now I talked to, I think last week it was at work. People like we don't need to put all the detection rules and it's gonna make it noisy. The boss said, this is what the boss said. Trevina already done it. What y'all talking about? He already set it up. What y'all talking about? Like I've been trying to get y'all. He's straight said, I've been trying to get y'all to do this for the last 3 months. Everybody kept saying it's gonna make too much noise. Now Trevino done set it up in 2 months, and nobody ain't said nothing about no noise. They couldn't even tell the difference whether it's noise or not. Then they had me come in and do the little presentation. I'm like, hey, and it's normally the people at work that have never done that job. They have never done that thing. They have never done that job. And they see a country bumpkin like me come in, talking how I talk and looking how I look. They be like, no way, this guy's doing. I'm like, look, move, get out the way. Let me show you how this works. And That's just that's just how it works in there. Everybody know the corporate world, especially if you go to an office, is cutthroat. It's pretty cutthroat. It's pretty cutthroat. But all right, so event one. So we pretty much gonna go through some behavior correlation. Like I said, we're looking for behavior because there's so many 0 days out there. 0 days meaning it's a hack that's not been explained or haven't been published in a while. It's a hack that nobody don't know exists. It's just like people just roaming in the system. They just hacking and nobody don't know they've been hacked. All right, so event one, usually say ignore privileged instruction. That's what we were saying, previous instruction. Action, no alert. Cause we fine tune it where we don't get an alert because we get a small alert and we put it at a risk 5 plus, and we kind of like said suppression a good nosy workflow. So what we do once we get stuff like this, cause this alert will be so noisy, but what I did at work, I made it so when anytime I see this, it got a certain score, but it's not just ringing off super high bells. I still get an alert, but it kind of go into the alert like, all right, somebody just tried this. It automatically sends them to the honeypot. Here go the link leading to the honeypot to make sure they actually went. Okay, cool. So it's not a false positive. So I don't really have to worry about it because I kind of trust that it have done that a million times. Because it happened. I'm talking about all day. Somebody trying to hack. I literally mean all day. All right, event two, prompt injection, detect, and context window. They getting blocked. We don't care. we blocking them. We blocking them, or we'll just send them into the honeypot deception tool. Like I said, all that's in the course too. All right, unauthorized MCP tools. Somebody trying to use an MCP tool that they have created in the outside world to trying to run our system. Nope, we don't care. Automatic block them. Automatic send them to the honeypot world. Secret required via API. Somebody do anything, even look at my API key, sideways or wrong or they can automatically send the purgatory. And it took me to do a whole Atlas MITRE for a company. I had to do it for each one of my companies. It took about 2-3 months because it's a pretty big project. And I vibe coded all of it. I didn't do nothing. I didn't even barely know how to do it. I had to have the AI teach me because it was such a new thing, but I knew all the concepts from the cybersecurity world. I said, okay, this gotta apply. Can I just apply these concepts and logic to this world? All right, event 5, any outbound data upload. Anybody trying to do any kind of file that's outside of the company? Nope, we don't care. Send me an email, send me an alert, post it in Slack, what the file is, what's the person IP, what's their computer. I want it all because normally somebody trying to do something big data upload to out exterior, oh, it's some weird stuff going on every time, every single time, and that lets you know somebody really been in the system already. And most of the time, yeah, most companies get hacked all the time, y'all. Big companies, you just don't hear about it. If you ever at work and the system just start going slow and everything down and stuff going crazy, it's most of the time because of a hack or somebody uploaded something or did an update and didn't do the right stuff. Like I said, so that's just what it is. All right, the AI native incidents response playbook. Freezing agents, disabling tools. Like I said, somebody try any of that. Immediately halt execution server network MCP connection. Snapshot. Like I said, memory and state. Like I said, if you don't understand this now, like I said, this would be stuff good to be to study in the future once you kind of went through the course. Right now, we just like I said, I'm just kind of I like to kind of talk plant seeds because later on I'll be like, oh, that's what you I was talking about. Okay, that makes sense now. So I planted the seed, then you water it, then that thing sprouted up and grow. Cause like I said, some seeds gonna plant a little sooner than other ones. Some you're gonna need some later, and that's just how stuff works. So that's why I like to plant seeds. Like I said, and kind of get people going. Export forensic artifacts. Somebody try some of that. Pull prompt history. Somebody try any of this. Tool logs, MCP traffic, activity, map attacks. Like say you want to map attacks, correlate attacks. Let's see, get this out the way. Let's see. All right. Contain recovery, like I said, isolation. Like I said, and all this in the same stuff, the SOC environment. Same concepts, same stuff in the SIMs. It's just for AI now. All right, we almost through with this one. All right, critical. Capturing the agent state before restarting or deleting it, absolutely critical for forensic analysis. So you pretty much want evidence, tools, you want the tool logs, you want all that stuff. All right, let's see what we got on this one. All right, the systematic, the AI detection response. This pretty much just the AI detection stuff. The automatic response, that's the top layer. SOAR playbooks. SOAR playbook is just this automation, automate isolation, where something happened, automated. Let's just say if you got an insider and they try something, they just automated isolate their computer or their system. Credential revoke. Somebody try to log in 5 times or try to use an API key that they're not supposed to use, it automated locks out. So it's just like, multi-factor, or somebody, if you log in or try to count in the outside world, even if you're not in tech, you try to log in more than 3 times and it just lock you out. They got automatic detection rules and stuff set up. All right, active defense, AI specific, MCP honeypot. So they look in your system, they think they have discovered an MCP honeypot. You got them. They locked. They locked in purgatory. Like I said, that's layer 3. Then the correlation engine. These all the behaviors from the MITRE attack, the MITRE Atlas, top 10 OWASP. That's for that. And then you got the IAM control. You get every agent. You give every agent, like you do every person, a identity. This is agent son, so he only got access to this. He only can access that. This is only his job. If he do anything outside of that, you ban him. Or you send me an email. All right, and then the layer visibility, AI native traditional infrastructure. All right, like I said, defense beyond exploit, the 0 days reality. No defender can guarantee their provision every 0 day, especially against frontier models like Claude and Mythos. But like I said, you can set up alerts everywhere. The strategic strategy, the objective is to detect abnormal behavior quickly and contain it before it spreads. It's like a disease. If it get in the system, you try to contain it and stop it, and get it out as soon as possible before it spread and do damage. The ultimate, out the way. The ultimate posture, true resilience does not rely on knowing the exploit in advance and rely on behavior that trust the proper constraint AI agents. Alrighty, let's see. That's it for that one. Sure, anybody got any questions? Y'all ain't shy. I know I talk to y'all every day. Y'all ain't shy. Y'all got any questions? I got any questions. I keep going. Let's see what's in the chat. Let's see. All right. Oh,
What kind of tests are you running against against your environment? Like, do you have like a payloads that you already have put together that you just run it against it?
Yeah. That's James. That's a good question and an awesome question, and everybody definitely need to know this. So what I use is a GitHub repo. It's called Atomic Red Team. They are safe. They are safe payloads, not non-destructive payloads. But right now they're only for like the infrastructure stuff. Nobody really hasn't made one public for AI yet. No, I got them for my stuff, and I kind of showed y'all how to do the tools, how to make your own tools like that. And for my company, I got them for my company I work for. But pretty much the easiest, best, safe way to do it. Most companies got a test environment and they got a production environment. Pretty much a test environment is where you do everything in test environment before you release it to the public. So most time you can get a copy of it, and most time most companies already got a copy of it. Then you get see if you got any VM machines in the company, and then you isolate that VM machine. Then you just start throwing everything that's in the Atomic Red Team that you can think of and see how good is your alerts and detection rules set up. And you're gonna find out real quick that thing gonna either make some noise or that thing ain't gonna say nothing. If you hacking it and you throwing these payloads at it and nothing's happening, man, you got to put some detection rules on it. And all you do with that, you say, hey, hey, no, Google Anti-Gravity or Codex or Cloud Code. Hey, I want to set up a detection rule for this attack right here. Then it'll set up, all right, because you'll have access to it inside your VM machine section. And that's the fastest and easiest way to do it. Then for AI, the first project, that's why I kind of had everybody make their AI tool because it helps a lot. But what I'm noticing since they put all the guardrails on the models like a week or two ago, you have to kind of word it different so they can get you some real good non-destructive payloads so you can attack to see if your agent good or not. Did that answer your question, James?
It did. Yes, it did.
Cool, cool.
I actually forgot all about Atomic Red Team, and I
Nah,
use it.
bro, it's super good, bro. I use it. I wish somebody would do something public. I would release mine, but I don't like people stealing my info and try to act like they done it. Then they don't want to give me a little piece of the bread. So I'd be like, nope, forget them. I'm only investing people that invest in me and people like us in this room. Other than that, they ain't getting nothing from me. All right, let's see what else we got. I said they are always good creating problems. Yeah, sure is. We are asking the agent to snitch on the pretty much. Yeah, we asking the agent to snitch on the agent. Yeah, pretty much. We asking the ops to snitch on the ops. It's just what it is. All right, let's see. Checking if there are SQL injections and prompt is a part. Yeah, SQL injection it's a big thing. So that's another thing in the course too. I put that. It's called Top 10 OWASP for web applications, and we made an app on that too because you will see that in the world too, and that's was part of the infrastructure and part of the web application stuff. All right, let's see what we got. I see the same. I see some of them will absolutely not do it. Most company won't. Most company won't. It gives me an error and tell me I want to allow. Yeah. So what I did, I actually updated the prompt to be
Are
to
you
be
sharing? Sorry, are you sharing still?
say again.
Or like, are you sharing the screen still? Because I don't see it right now. Or you stopped?
Oh no, I stopped sharing the screen. I'm just talking now. I'm just kind of going over
Okay.
some of the course
Okay.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Very
so
good.
so I noticed before it was crazy before Cloud Code came out. I mean before Mythos came out, you could just put that red team prompt in there and it'll give you real live good non-destructive payloads. Now it's like, nope, I can't give you nothing. I said, you gotta be kidding me. Then somebody else told me, I was like, hold on. So I went to go ask around, hey, what happened? Oh man, yeah, everybody pissed. They they put guardrails on most of the frontier models where you can't do code review, you can't even do a test, you can't even do basic red team testing. I said, what? So you can either jailbreak the AI or you can just say language like non-destructive payloads, and it'll start to let you test again and stuff like that. Like I said, but it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that with all the new stuff that's going on. Let's see. So yeah, so
Could
so
you
Chantel, so yep, that's I put the new payload in the red team section because it was a free people, and I was like, wait, what is going on now? Yeah, that's what they did. The government, Trump, they told all the say, hey, if you don't stop this, we finna shut it down and fine people, and they changed it overnight too. Yeah, get AI agents to go to random sites and buy random things or delete sensitive data. Yeah, that can happen too. That can definitely happen. Yeah, role-based access control. Yeah, that's good. It's pretty much like IAM. So role-based access control and identity privilege. I mean, IAM control. That's pretty much the same thing. And you can actually do it. You can do it with GitHub. You can do it with AWS. You can do it with GCP, you can do it with Azure. Like I said, people don't know what that is. Like I said, later on, deep in the course, I start going over GRC engineering stuff and some cloud stuff. And I'm gonna add some more cloud stuff too. But by the time you get to the cloud stuff, you'll understand how to learn anything. All right, let's see. All right. Another thing I want to go over now, this is very interesting. I'm gonna share my screen again. I'm gonna go over the jobs that I'm seeing right now that are coming to the forensic. Some of y'all know this, some of y'all haven't, and we're gonna go over the exec order stuff, and then that'll be it for the day. Unless anybody got any questions. I'm gonna go over free news. Let's see, got a free news. Anybody got any questions before I go to the next section? I guess not. I guess not. Cool. Yes.
But quick one.
Yeah,
Could
sure. What's up,
you
James?
could you kind of clone Atomic Red Team and add some of that telemetry to our apps? That way we can make it a little bit more useful.
I said again, James.
So is it possible to kind of get some of the information from the Atomic Red Team's GitHub and add it to your application or somehow? That way.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, so pretty much with Atomic Red Team, I did a post on it in another group. I had all the info, so I can definitely bring that over and put it in this group. So pretty much Atomic Red Team, but you got to kind of have a SIEM set up. A SIEM is pretty much like a SOC environment, like a log environment. The open source version of one that works pretty good is what's called Wazoo. You can actually test it on Wazoo. But if you don't want to test it on Wazoo, you can get the free 90-day a month plan for AWS, Azure, or GCP. And you can say, hey, this is all you got to do. I'm gonna give y'all the sauce right now, because that's a good one, James, because I actually learned that. So back in the days, I would say even a year ago, this would take you forever to do. Now, with James asking, all we got to do is just go to Google Anti-Gravity, pull up our Codex or Claude Code. We have both of them pull up. We say, hey, agent, I want you to go to Atomic Red Team GitHub repo. I want you to download that. I want you to set that up, and I also want you to download and set up Wazoo repo. I want you to set all this up for me. Then once you get that set up, let me know. Then it's going to go through. It's going to set it up. It may take about 15, 30 minutes. Then you say, all right, what you done? You ask the question because you might not know how to use it. So you start drilling. Hey, how do I use this? I don't know nothing. I don't know how this thing works. I don't know what none of the buttons at. I'm going to put complete beginner. And say, all right, I say, make me a strategy guide, markdown file to do this. And make that. Like, all right, you can run this attacks. Like, all right. You start running, you say, hey, run these attacks. I want you to do reconnaissance. Run them attacks. All right. Oh, it's showing up in the log. Okay. All right. Set up detection rules for that thing. Go through set up detection. Back in just a year ago, man, that might take you 2-3 months just to set that up. Just a year ago, it would take that long, but in one day, a person can learn this skill. But James, yeah, I'm gonna definitely forward over all that post, because that information there taught me a lot about red teaming and how incident response and stuff like that work. I think without that, I probably wouldn't even be in that depth on incident response and AI and tripwires and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely bring some of that information over, because it's definitely valuable. It's definitely valuable. Now the jobs, threat hunt jobs, they're a pain in the butt in the real world. I can't stack them. You can automate them if you do it that way, but trying to get threat detection jobs or incidents, man, you're gonna be on call. They're gonna want you to come to the office. I can't come to the office because I'm in the southern hemisphere. I'm on the other side. I'm in South America. I don't know no Spanish. I only know English. I just know food, pollo, chorizo, yerba mate. Hey, get your yerba mate, people. This is my secret weapon. I can work and think all day long. Trust me, people. Listen, I can think and work all day long, especially when I done got off work and I want to keep working. I drink me some yerba mate. People that didn't know that they try be like, hey, bro, it worked, man. it makes you calm. And it's for some reason I just feel motivated, you know. But when you're around all these successful people in this room, because I'm looking at people in this board, these are like people, I don't know y'all if y'all know, people in this room right now, these are people that are in the field doing their thing, y'all. It's people, geniuses in here right now. Geniuses. All right, let's keep going, Kia. Yeah, but get your yerba mate. Get your yerba mate. But that's a good question, James. Anybody else got anything? All right, if not, I'm gonna keep.
Yeah, because of the connection of Wazoo and the Atomic Red Team, I can recommend Shuffle and Wazoo. Like they had even in Thailand, like a powerhouse event of open source tools together, and it's very awesome because there are so many SIEM and SOAR solutions, but I think Wazoo and Shuffle is like the best connection. I know from a friend of mine, for example, his company bought D3, and it's not. I think it's even closed source, and D3 is not good because if you have a tool, you always need a good API connection. That's like the most important thing, and a lot of tools they have not a good connection. For example, Atlassian, you need like a lot of workarounds to get to the point where you want to go. And with Shuffle and Wazoo, you have our open source documentation, so you are able to feed the AI very good to get where you want to go. And like this, you have like a lot of possibilities to find API connections your own way, and you don't have like to write, for example, with D3 in Jinja 3, like it's a super old language, like you code, you can go with Python. That's very comfy.
Yeah, that's good, Josh. Thank you. So yeah, so just to kind of what Josh talking about is correct. And what I did, so in my job, they asked me. I mean, in my job, they was like, how can we put some controls and detection rules on AI stuff? I was like, man, I've like, let me do some research. I want to save money, and me, I like getting rid of tools, like paid tools because when I get rid of paid tools, my bonuses is bigger. So if I save the company, you know, $5 million in a month, I get at least 100,000 of it or something like that. So me, I like to save the company money because we got to split that $5 million with all the rest of the board and other folks and the managers and stuff like that. So pretty much what I did, I took Wazoo. Since Wazoo was already good at regular threat detection, but it don't have any AI stuff on it, all I did is went to ChatGTP. I had it set up my agent. I had it set up the Wazoo, and I did say, hey, I want to do the first Atlas Midas attack detection rules. I want to set that up. I don't know how that look. I don't know what's going on. Let's start making a plan to do that. Then I start setting it up. We start going back and forth, setting it up. All right, let me test it. Let me get back let me crank Atomic Red Team in. Let me get my red team tool. Let me throw some stuff at it. Oh, it's actually picking it up. Okay. Then let me go to the next section. That's pretty much because I don't like building from scratch if it's already a tool that kind of do or at least halfway there. Like if I'm with one of my buddies that's a trader, we don't want to make an app from scratch to trade. We want to find the best GitHub repo out there that got a half decent or got some of the stuff set up already for the AI trader. We're going to get that running, and then we're going to put in our mind, the logic and our decision making stuff in that app and that agent to get it to behave how we trade, how we think, how we say no, how we buy, how we sell. And that's the fastest way to do it. And like I said, I even got an AI trader agent in there. It's basic, but it get a person going if they want to go that route. Cause I like, free money trading, but you got to really have the good logic in there to make the right decision, when to buy, when to sell. And if I can get like 5 of my buddies and turn him into a robot, AI, and he making this much money, and he clone himself, AI version of him 10 times, that means we 10x our money. That's how I think, because doing it manually, it works. If I know he can do it manually, I know we can get it in their computer in their AI age and do the same. I know we can do it, but there's because the concepts are there. But all right, let's see what we got. Let's see. I'm gonna share my
Could you
screen.
do maybe a post with? Could you do maybe do a post with like some repos? Because you told like right now there are some good repos where you get inspiration, like a post in the group where all these repos are in it, and then we can maybe look also into them, because I think there are so many good projects out there, and you don't have to copy them. Like as you said, it's important to put their own mind in there, but like that's how the industry is working since ever. Like that people have ideas, some people taking parts of it and making their own project out of it, and that's the way how things get better. That's like the fork.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can make some posts. Like I said, most of this, I got most of the stuff already in the course. But all right, let me see. I'm gonna share my screen. Go over this. Like, I don't hold y'all too long. Like I said, I like to make it short and sweet. Like I said, it's gonna be a good one. Let's see. Alrighty, we back with another one. All right, so let's talk about this. So it was an executive order. Some of y'all know this, some of y'all just new. So it was an executive order the government did on June 2nd. The executive order pretty much said, hey, everybody in the whole USA, the companies and the government, you're gonna have to use AI and cybersecurity, or we're gonna fine you or shut you down. And you're going to have to give us access to your whole company and your tools to make sure you are in compliance and you are doing what we're telling you to do. It's an executive order, it's a real one. And they're going to be sending out, they let agent bots to come test once you give them access to your company or their company or whatever. They're going to give you a grade. They got 30 days or 60 days to fix it. And if you don't fix it, you get fined or they shut you down. So the government is pretty much making everybody use AI, whether they like AI or not. Because this is what they saying. Because and me and Free Buddies talked about this. Man, what the heck going on? I'm like, oh yeah, bro, some weird stuff going on. So they create a problem, come up with a solution. So because they want the info, they want all this stuff. So what they said is, this is for national security. We have to come in and make sure you are doing what you're supposed to be doing with your AI and your cybersecurity. And if you're not doing that, we're going to fine you, and we're going to shut you down if you don't correct this and you don't let us in. So a lot of the AI bubble is going to kind of come from this, but the AI bubble definition, it's going to come from people that can't really adapt AI. Just like people was all up in arms about the web bubble. The web bubble is going to pop. I'm like, yeah, they said that back then, but we still got the internet. The only companies that failed was the companies couldn't adapt and couldn't deploy stuff. That's normal. That's how stuff is. And I know a guy, he stock market guy. He like big guy, Wall Street, UK. He like big trader. Like he retired. He told me some insider. I said, bro, what you think about the AI bubble? He said it's only gonna pop for companies that don't know what the heck they doing. He said right now companies are spending way more AI money than they making with AI. He said they don't care. They're going to keep pushing money because there's an agenda to control a certain thing. It's just like the Manhattan Project. The Manhattan Project didn't really make them money, but they poured trees and trees of dollars into it because they wanted to do a certain agenda. He said the same thing is going on. He said just like with all the stuff with X and all that. He said that thing got money pumped into it. He said it's Anthropic, all of them, they losing money, but it's an agenda. They want they want a certain reaction and a certain output of their thing. So they're gonna keep feeding it forever. They're not gonna let. He said they're not gonna let the big companies, the Anthropics, the Gorks, the Chat GTPs. He said they're not gonna let it. They're not gonna let it pop. He said, but if you're a little mom and pop shop and you can't get your AI together, or you can't get your cybersecurity stuff together, they're gonna find you and shut you down. I'm talking about they have literally made this law. But then that's where we come in, people, us AI security people. I want to say go work for the government. I got a buddy right now. I just talked to him last. He said, "Man, I'm finna get like you, bro." He said, "I'm tired of working for the government. I can't stack no jobs. I can't barely leave the country. I can't hardly do nothing. You over there chilling. I, I wanted all this prestige and all this stuff, and you over there chilling, and I'm knowing I'm seeing all this stuff, and I can't talk about it. I'm about to get in trouble because I'm about to run it. That's what he told me. So I'm about to get in trouble because he's about to run his mouth because he's seeing all the stuff that's going on behind closed doors that the normal public person don't see." He said, "Bro, he finna get a job." And he got a job. Oh yeah, then I got another person. They had a really, really good interview. Like I said, anybody in the mentorship, I do mock interviews with you. I sit down, we get the job description, we get you a project going, and we go with a whole tactic plan. So I got with this person, really smart person. Like I said, got with this person. We got the job description, got everything. I gave my script. Anybody that know me, you go in and take over interview. Forget that. Don't let them talk at all. If it's in a minute, if the interview 30 minutes, you take up 25 to 20 minutes of that interview. You are interviewing them. And I gave that person a script. I said, it's gonna take some bravery to do this. They did it with flying colors. The person barely asked them questions. I think they may have a job. I'm praying they got that job because the person, they went in the interview with a mindset of not letting the person interview them, but they asking them questions. Hey, what's your pain points? What you trying to solve? How soon you trying to solve? Yada this, yada that. They flipped the script and then put the cherry on the top. They shared their screen before the interview started going. Once they got to talking, the person said, "Hey, um, you got any questions?" I said, "That's when you get them. That's full speed ahead. That's when you get them. You start talking, you share your screen, and you share your project." And they did. I was like, "Woo!" I said, that might be the first person that ever did it that fast. I said, that person was brave. It was like, I don't care what they think about me. They can either not like me or not. Don't. I said, that's the attitude you got to have. You want to survive. The moment you get to think about what people think about you, you kind of freeze yourself. But it sounded like this person got the job. They were just asking them questions about solving the real problem at work. They was asking them questions as if that person already worked there. They was like, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna need you to do this. And what about you think you can do this over here? And how would you do it?" I said, "Oh yeah, you might be hired." If they talking to you like that, asking you, getting you to answer all that stuff, I said, you might be hired. So, like I said, but I told that person, if they don't hire you, I said, forget them. That's state laws. Who cares? Next, bring in the next participant. That's just good practice. But hold on, let me keep going. That's my rant. All right, so so the old way of doing stuff, how cybersecurity and AI was did, it was a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of red tape. Now they got 10 years of diplomatic immunity. Companies, anybody can do anything with AI all they want. Except, like I said, but now the government got control over the stuff. And somebody was asking me, somebody texted me the other day, what we gonna do about this? I said, the local models, local LLM models, you can do a lot with them. If you got a 32 gigabyte RAM or 64 gigabyte RAM or up, you can get a lot done with a local LLM model if you know how to maneuver it and know how to set the settings. And I know how I learned all that. I had it in Google Anti-Gravity. I was surprised Google Anti-Gravity could go in there and set those settings and set stuff up to make my AI faster or configure it a certain way to make it more convenient and stuff like that. So I thought that was interesting.
Trevino,
What's up?
so the actual settings. So you just go to anti-gravity and say, "Hey, look at my PC, what have you, and see if I can build my own LLM."
So yes. So the best way to do it, Richard, you can either use Olama or you can use LM Studios. It seemed like for some reason it's weird. I don't know why LM Studio is. You can have the same model in both, but for some reason the model run way faster. Say it again.
Are you referring to the local one?
Yeah.
To your very
Say it again, Richard.
Are you referring to you having your very own
Yeah, yeah,
LLM and
yeah,
training?
yes, yeah. So we got to look at it like it's code. We don't really want to build our own element. That take too much time, too much money. It's a pain in the
Okay.
butt, bro. Just get what you could do though. You can get an already good LLM model that's local. You can download it in your system, and then you can train it on specific stuff that you want. Now that's fast and easy to do. So the easiest way to do that, like I said, I tested with LM Studio. I tested with Olama, and these. So like when Claude
Is
Mythos
that part
came
of this?
out. Say again, Richard.
Is this part of the course?
Oh no, I haven't gotten to that yet. But no, since you're in the mentorship program, we can just talk and I can just tell you how to hook it up, tell you how to do it. Like I said,
Okay.
whatever I don't got in the course, like I said, we can just chop it up. Everybody know I like to talk and run my mouth and have a good time and laugh and talk about this stuff and before we can get this stuff done. Because man, if I were to put everything in the course that I know, people, it would take y'all 6 months to a year to get through that course, and it'll be ridiculous. I want y'all to. I think a person once they done with the course, I've seen people in a month or two get jobs. Literally, people that not in tech, know nothing about tech, get jobs and contracts in 1-2 months. The fastest I seen was 2 months. The, and the fastest been faster than that was a month. A person they came and got the course, but they was already a CISO. They came in and took the course. Man, they went from they was making 150 something. As soon as they got done my course, they took the red team. They took all the stuff I got in the course. They made that even better. They pretty much just did what the first presentation I was talking about. They did it and put more stuff on it. Guess what they doing now? They selling the project as a SaaS. They selling it, licensing it out to the company. They making real money. And guess what else happened to them? They went from 150 to 280 a year just with their job. That's not even talking about their outside stuff. I'm like, and that's in 2 months. So, and I think that person barely finished. I told him, I said, man, if you would have finished the course, you would have took over the world by now. What do you do? It's like, oh, I just needed that much. Once you got me thinking, my wheels got to turning, because I'm pretty sure that's what's happening with everybody now. Like, man, I can do all this stuff. Yeah, so Richard, so pretty much how I learned about the LLMs, I say no, because Google Anti-Gravity or Cloud Code or Codex, they can see every file on your computer. You can say, hey, I need this thing to be faster. What options do you need to change inside of LM Studios to make this faster, smaller, bigger? Because I need it to respond like this or that. That's the best. And you can read, and you can even give I get all the documentations or whatever that thing is, and then you put it in Notebook LLM. Like whenever I need to learn something really, really fast, I go get the documentations and I put in the LLM. And when I'm driving, on the road or whatever, I listen to that podcast because it helped me learn this stuff more. But like I said, don't worry about the models right now. Like I said, just kind of get through the course and then you can download the local models, which is really easy. You just download it and then you kind of start getting to that. Most companies, we just wait for other people to come out with models and we just take their model. We just literally copy it, take it, and make it our own. Like, cause it costs so much money to build a LLM yourself, and especially if it's any good. It man, it's a pain in the butt. But like that's why everybody like the reason why Anthropic Cloud Code is so good, because all the agent do, and I told a guy this about a year ago. I said, hey bro, I don't know why the other companies not putting a loop on their AI. He was like, what you mean? I said, the reason why Cloud Code, because Cloud Code, they source code got leaked. I said, the reason why Cloud Code is so good, it automatic tests, they got it automatic set up to loop. They got it automatic set up to go in there and say, hey, is this project finished? If it's not finished, you keep going until it's finished. I need you to meet every requirement that's on this plan list. Now, what's happening now? ChatGTP, they finally introduced that into their system. It's like /go. That's what it is. You hear a rap loop, same thing. It's all the same concept. And how I learned all that, I just went to go study Cloud Code source code. That's pretty much how I learned it. Because I was like, why is Anthropic LLM better than everybody else stuff? And that's all it was. It was something that simple. It just say, hey, you just keep working until this thing is finished, and you better not stop. And I need you to test it and make sure there's no mock data and stuff like that in there. All right.
I think all in all the magic is gone. Like before Cloud Code Leak, everybody was asking themselves how they do it, but now it's like just the harness, like the easy things, the plain text, the code snippets in there. So if you can do this, like this harness thing, and learn how to do it, and learn how to optimize like the context windows and everything, it doesn't matter as much how much parameter your AI has or not. Like, of course, some models are better, like encoding as others. But if you have like good instructions, it makes a lot.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Josh. Yeah. And oh yeah, so it's another guy here in the course. He in cybersecurity. He doing good. So at his company, his company gave him free range to automate anything he wants. So at his company, we talk all the time, chatting back and forth. He in the mentorship program too. Good smart guy. He's starting to automate a lot of his work. He said the company tool, the big company, the $1 million company tools that he used, he said he posted on their form board. He said people starting to copy, even the company copied and pretty much kind of stole his tools and techniques. Like, oh, we didn't know you can do it like that. All right, we're gonna do it too. And he was like, bro, no folks, they kind of copied my tool and my style. I said, well, that's good publicity. I need to pay you some of that money, but that's good, still good publicity. That's still good talk, flex points. So I thought that was pretty cool. He made an AI dashboard and telemetry. So he already going after Mythos. He already seeing the writing on the wall about this executive order. So he coming at it from the public sector, like, hey, they gonna need people that's gonna have to secure all this stuff and set up the AI stuff before the government come. And people's like, nah, they just gonna do it to the government. Like, they just did it to OpenAI. OpenAI is not the government. Small bank is not the government. Utility company is not the government. Rural hospital is not the government. Anything the government do is start trickling down to everybody, to the small business. Was I shocked when Claude, ChatGTP just did that? Not really, because it was in the executive order. Like, that's why I kind of keep up with stuff like this. Keep y'all good too and going on this stuff too. But like I said, they're gonna need people. If people not learning AI, they're gonna be cooked. You know, and how I kind of deal with people. Like, most of the people got jobs, and once they get through the course, I started working with them with the job they already got. We automate their whole job. We try to automate as much as we can. So they got real experience that they can put on their resume with the company they at, or they can move on to another company, or they can switch their resume around because they got that experience and they got that stuff right there. But say if a person have zero experience, they don't have nothing, nobody won't hire them or nothing. Oh, it's a way for that too. I went over that in the course. I'm gonna touch on it briefly. How I got into tech, I went around to the mom and pop shops and work on Fiverr, work on Upwork, and volunteer work. I had so many templates. All I had to do was just switch stuff out. So I had so many referrals and so much stuff on my resume and references that I could get hired by anybody, because now I may did the work for $10 an hour. Some of them I even did it for free, but I was only doing it for free to get my experience and get the experience to see what it looked like in the real world. But that only lasted for a month. I still had my other job. But once I did that, I wrote my own ticket. My first big job, it was at a $1 billion company. So out the gate, I started making 180 plus easy. Then with the AI jobs now, man, you can make about, I think on the low end I've seen, you can make about 150, 130 euro to up the highs I've seen it like 480. That's the highs I've seen, 480 a year. Now, if you got $250,000 jobs working remote, that's $500,000. You chilling. Then if you got a husband or wife, you can get them trained up a little bit. They can just watch over that. You can go get 2 more jobs. Now y'all making $1 million, and you ain't doing nothing but chilling. Know how I know? That's how I do it. I've been doing it like that for over 10 years. That's I got. I might have my wife. Man, I'm finna go to the store. I need you to watch this for me. I already got her trained up. They think it's me. They don't know it's. They don't know it's her. We at the house. It's my wife. You know, we chilling. I can get as many. And hey, babe, just automate this like this. Put this in. I'm finna send it over to you. I just need you to watch to make sure the robots and the AI don't do nothing crazy. I'm finna go over and get another one. I'm like, all right, we got enough. All right, I'm trying because, like I said, I'm trying to retire in about 2 to 4 years, people, and I'm easily on my way. There's some other people we be talking about it all the time. Like I said, Eric, you know, like we always be chopping it up. Kenneth, Derek, like I said, anybody, Mike, everybody. Like I said, hey, just ask me anything. I'm an open book. Don't be afraid to ask. If you get stuck, something ain't looking right, you get discouraged, hit me up, text me, because I know the feeling. Family in the way, or jobs, or crazy stuff, or all this, the drama. I help you get back on track. You know, I'm here for you. I'm rooting for you. I'm in your corner. I got your back. Anybody that know me, I'm gonna be me, and you can be yourself. I don't judge, so on and so forth. But hey, that's pretty much all I got for today. If anybody got any questions, we gonna dip out.
Yeah, I wanted to add something to this executive order thing. Like everybody's talking also about the AI bubble, but at the end, like what is happening in America doesn't matter. Like even there's gonna be like a Fable 5 again or Opus. It doesn't matter because they are not the only ones who have big models. Like China has GLM 5.2, and then they're never gonna stop. Like they implemented it also like in their society. AI is super good accepted there. The people are not feared, and they're gonna not stop like to develop it. So even America would start like to restrict everything and try not to like to go too far with all these models. These executive order stuff is like the only logical thing to do because they're not alone.
Yeah, it's a definitely interesting topic, and what I've noticed. This is what I've noticed in the past and in the present. America and the rest of the countries, they act like they enemies, but behind closed doors, they're buddies. The World Health Organization. So if the EU doing it or American doing it, it's just a matter of time before China or Russia, all these companies do it. Because it's a business. They run the world like a business. And this is pretty much how it's done. If you want to step on the news and know what's really going on in the world, World Economic Forum, they got to tell you what they're gonna do before they do it. And they always start with the government. Once they get to putting in the laws, stuff get weird. Oh yeah, another topic I wanted to bring up. So it was another law passed. It's called non-professional degrees. It's you got professional degrees and you got non-professional degrees. Only 11 are considered now professional degrees. Every all the other degrees are considered non-professional degrees. And I kept wondering, I said, why do they keep telling people they don't care about your degree? They want to know if you can do the work. Why they keep saying your degree not gonna matter? Now, these the people that run the world, the CEOs, not my word. Like I said, I don't got a degree or certification. No, hats off to everybody that actually went through it and did it. I didn't have the discipline, and I didn't want to spend the money to do it because I like trade school kind of stuff and do apprenticeship kind of stuff. That's why I kind of got it set up like this. But yeah, and just look that up. What that means: non-professional degrees and professional degrees, and and a lot of stuff, like I said, it's a lot of policies that are in place. That's why a lot of stuff happening. Oh yeah, and another thing was passed last week. They said AI data centers, because people like AI data centers going away. They're gonna shut them down. I said, yeah, right. I said, you talking about their money. So they did last week now. They said the government, USA, signed another executive order to say anybody talking bad about data centers or anybody they consider a terrorist. And guess what else they said? This is an executive, you can go look it up. They said AI data centers are going to be going up everywhere in America, and there's nothing nobody can do about it because it's military and it's a necessity. They said they don't care who voting, they don't care what's what. I was like, oh man, that's bad. That's why I'd be like, hey people, get your passports, come down here with me and chop it up or wherever you want to live in the world. Hey, it's plenty of room. It ain't even really no data centers or AI down here. You know, your money go a long way. Hey, leave America, because I don't know how crazy it's gonna get. Especially if they talking about data centers going up everywhere and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. They threw up a data center in Memphis overnight. People dying, people getting sick, the water messed up, the light bill that went up 50%, all kind of crazy stuff. So yeah, but that actually happened. That's actually a thing. But like I said, anybody got any more questions? I know we've been on here talking and hanging out. Y'all know I like to run my mouth, so excuse me.
Yeah, like also like about the data centers, I read that Microsoft is building like own gas power station just for the data center, and that's like funny. Like all these narratives are splitting up now. We had like 20 years, 30 years, like the CO2 hoax that CO2 is doing, like all the global warming, yada yada, and now it doesn't matter. Like even from the government, it's okay for the government that they build like just gas stations for their data centers because they really need AI.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. It's interesting. I think most of the people here, I think we all kind of think alike. So I think that's why we kind of gravitated towards one another, you know. And we got a lot of smart people here. I know everybody here. Everybody cool. None of y'all ain't weird. I don't think weird people like me. I said, babe, I don't think weird people like me. I only attract people kind of like me and think it's so awesome. It's so awesome to see. So we don't have no drama, no crazy stuff. Anybody that know me, I don't tolerate bullies and stuff like that. I've mentored and talked to all kind of crazy people, but hey, I think we got a bright future, y'all. We can make a lot of money. Like I said, even if you never been in tech, it's a lot of money to be made. Like I said, it's a lot of smart people. It's people that's already in tech, they already in cybersecurity. They can contest that. Hey, I got you. If you need something, I got you. I'm gonna help. We gonna figure it out. Even if I've never done it, I'm gonna figure it out. We gonna figure it out together. And most time we can get it implemented in about a week or two. Especially once I think one guy I talked, he already in cybersecurity. I said, hey, get to your boss, go and get the list, see what he wants, see what's costing the most money, and they start knocking out the list little by little. I said, once you get through the course, you understand how to build anything. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for today, people. I can't wait to get to one of my partners. I'm gonna download his brain with the trader stuff because I want to copy him and make 10 versions or 20 versions of him and just have a money machine just sitting here. And then I'm going to my bunker. Man, maybe we can have a bunker next to each other. But that's all I got, people.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You have a good one.
No, see, hey, hit me up. If anybody got any questions, hit me up, text me. You got my number.
All right.
Peace out.
I see you in Joe's meeting, Trey.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go over there. Go over there. Myself.
See you there, bro.
All right.